Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Venus and Adonis, and we've made it to stanzas 153 to 156, which we're getting closer to the end, but we're not quite there yet. There's still a little ways to go because Venus is currently searching for Adonis. Remember, after they had sex in the woods, he got up to leave because he had to meet his friends to go boar hunting, and she was all freaked out because boars are really dangerous animals. So she goes looking for him, and she was listening to see if she could figure out where he was, and she heard his dogs barking like they had cornered some beast, and she knew that this had to be a big beast, like it's not a bunny or something like that based on the way that the dogs were behaving. And then she sees a boar. She goes to where the dogs are barking and she sees a boar, and it has blood on its face, and she starts to freak out, and she's wandering around like trying to find him, and it equated her to wandering around like a drunk person. She's not quite sure where she's going. And stanza 153 picks up saying, "Here, kennelled in a brake, she finds a hound and asks the weary caitiff for his master. And there another licking off his wound, against venom's sores the only sovereign plaster. And here she meets another, sadly scowling, to whom she speaks, and he replies with howling. When he hath ceased his ill-resounding noise, another flat-mouthed mourner, black and grim, against the welkin volleys out his voice. Another and another answer him, clapping their proud tails to the ground below, shaking their scratched ears, bleeding as they go. Look how the world's poor people are amazed at apparitions, signs, and prodigies, whereon with fearful eyes they long have gazed, infusing them with dreadful prophecies. So she at these sad signs draws up her breath, and sighing it again, exclaims on death, 'Hard-favored tyrant! Ugly, meager, lean, hateful divorce of love!' Thus chid she death. 'Grim grinning ghost, earth's worm, what dost thou mean to stifle beauty and to steal his breath, who when he lived his breath and beauty set gloss on the rose, smell to the violet?'" So we're cutting her off in the middle of what she's saying. She's going to continue on cursing death in tomorrow's stanzas. But for today's stanzas, she starts out, she's stumbling around looking for Adonis and or his dogs, and she finds his dogs, and she keeps asking the dogs, "Where's your master?" But the dogs are also all injured. This one is howling, this one is licking his wounds, but all of them are bleeding and crying out and all this sort of stuff. And of course, they're dogs. They can't actually tell her where her master is. But she takes all of this as a very bad sign and imagines that Adonis has been killed. So she starts yelling at death and saying, "How could you take this man? He was so beautiful. He added so much to the world." And she's going to keep on with that train of thought in tomorrow's stanzas. So I'll see you then. Mwah.